Man, that was a huge victory for our program over a really, really good football team. That is an impressive football team. It's going to win a lot of games. I got a lot of respect for Coach Elko, and that's a good group we just faced, and we were able to beat. And it wasn't pretty. Our defense played lights out, turnovers, and our offense. You know what? We didn't turn the ball over. Yes, there's a lot of things we got to work on, but man, they did a great job of at least trying to move the chains. We're trying to win the battle of field position, and you know what? We didn't make a detrimental mistake, and really proud of that group. Both sides of the ball. It was good for James Rendell, our punter, to get his first game, and Mitch was big time, man. Mitch was that was clutch, and there was a lot of thought going into that field goal, whether to go for it on fourth or kick the field goal, and ultimately we made the decision to kick it, and it was clutch. That sealed the game. So proud of this team, this coaching staff, the sports performance staff. Our team was prepared. They were ready. Like I said, there wasn't many guys that went down. I don't know if we had any guys cramping. I think we did one. I don't know. Like we had one guy who had to get some fluids, but I mean these guys were ready and prepared for a battle. I mean that's what it was. It was a 4-quarter battle, and I'm proud of this group. And so with that, I'll open up for questions.
We're going to start with Pete right in the front row.
Marcus, you were pretty fired up coming off the field. Can you describe what tonight means to you?
We always say execution fuels emotion, and then when you have success like that, you're emotional, man. I appreciate our fans. I mean, we knew right where they were going to be. I showed the players, I showed the whole football program. I said, this is right where our fans are going to be. This is exactly what the stadium is, and so we knew right where to go, and we appreciate our fans that travel from all over the country to support us, and it's just a proud moment, man. Sometimes your emotions gets the best of you, but hopefully that happens after a game, not during.
We're going to go with Tim Brewster right in the middle.
Early in the second half, you go for the 4th and 1, you go for it again, and you reference the field goal at the end of the game. I mean, you're making decisions as if you have no fear about the repercussions of it. Is that kind of what this team and what this program is trying to become and what it is?
Yeah, we want to be aggressive. We want to be attacking. And if I tell our group that we want to be aggressive and attacking, I have to be that way as a coach. And you got to live with sometimes on 4th and 2, you didn't get it. I felt confident that we could get it. I made a decision, and that's why we did it. But I don't want to play cautious. I want to be smart. We have a plan going into the game, and this was our plan. Hey, if it was 1 yard at this situation, we're going for it. If it's 2 yards at this situation, we're going for it. But I want to be aggressive, but also smart too.
What was your plan with Scorton? I mean, pretty much Matt did a good job against him. They tried to rush him against Wagner. What was your plan to keep him on the books?
It wasn't a specific plan for him. It was in certain situations where we use 7-man pro instead of just 5 and 6, yeah. But, our guys battle, right? Their D-line made some plays. They're really good, man. I said that after the game. I don't know if it'll probably be the best we see. But our guys battled, young guys that haven't been out there. And I was proud of – I saw one time Sam missed the block, and his guy made the play, and he was able to refocus and understand that was the last play, man. Let's refocus. We have confidence in you. Go out there and do it. And that was a great growing moment for this offensive line.
Front row, second one in on your left, your coach.
Hey, Marcus, thanks. The fourth quarter, you had the ball for 8 minutes, 46 seconds, 106 of your yards of offense came in the fourth quarter, held them to just 58 yards. Obviously, had a 17-7 scoring edge in the second half. A win like this, what does it maybe say about the process, about your team's toughness, and maybe how validating is it for the preparation you put in to play your best quarter in the fourth quarter after dealing with the silent counts?
Yeah. It's rewarding. A lot of work went into this first game from a lot of different people, and to have it go the way it did, and it's like you say it's going to be a 4-quarter game. It's going to come down to the very last minute, but it's never fun when it goes that way. But I'm proud of how we finished. But at the same point, like it shows that we got a dang good football team, but we got the head coach in you says refocus and get back to work, right? You get 12 guaranteed opportunities. So it isn't like you prepare a certain way for week 1 because it's Texas A&M, and you don't prepare the next week for I don't even know who we play next week. I'll figure it out. But we got to prepare to really make sure we're performing at a high level. And that's how I got to let them celebrate tonight. We got to get refocused tomorrow and get back to work.
And you've called Riley Leonard a winner, so I wonder what kind of conversations did you have with him on the sideline, especially in the fourth quarter? Did he tell you, hey, I'm getting ready to go leave?
I mean, he's a competitor. He is a competitor. He wants the ball in his hands. You know, he's putting his shoulder down. He got a bruise on his hand. He took some hits, but he's a competitor and wants the ball in his hands. And I got a lot of confidence in a guy like Riley Leonard at the end of the game. Put the ball in his hands. He'll make good decisions and lead this offense to victory.
Right next door, Pete Sampson.
Could you sort of take us in the headset, your conversation with Denbrock, when you're backed up at the 15, and ultimately, like, what worked in that final drive, and particularly, like, the way you guys blocked up the inside run to score it.
Yeah.
That had been tough sledding all night.
You know what it reminded me of is the Duke game from last year, right? And it was the thought process. Do we tell them to go down? If something happens when we break it, do we tell them to go down or we just score? And I didn't want to put that in his head. I didn't want to take points off the board. The analytics will probably tell you to go down. And but again, just as I told Denbrock, man, keep battling. Were we tied at that time? Or we were tied at that time? I can't remember. But, hey, we were good. It was a lot of confidence. I remember I kept saying in huddle, like, this is right where we want to be. This is right what we've talked about. We got a lot of confidence. Now go execute on this play, right? And so that was my communication with him.
Was the game plan, how Riley played tonight and how you used him, like, is that about what you expect? That's kind of what you wanted it to be going into?
For this game.
Okay.
Yeah, for this game. Each week will change, but this was exactly the game plan for our offense this game. We had to be smart versus a really good defense, and we executed really well.
Back against the wall on that for Tino.
All right, when you look at who made the biggest plays, especially down the stretch for you guys, freshmen, sophomores, transfers, how validating is the last 3 years of work you've put into this program to see it come to light kind of on this stage and have those guys be the ones who write?
Yeah, I wish I could take credit, but we got a lot of good coaches and good personnel that are able to attract the right kids to this place that are either young kids or freshmen or redshirt freshmen, first or second year guys that are helping us, or some transfers that have to fit into the culture we have, right? That's the one thing that when we talk about bringing in transfers, they have to be really good players or great players, but they have to fit the culture we have, right? And that was a sign of what you saw out there as guys that are really good players that fit this place and this culture.
This is last question. Last question.
We feel good, huh?
Yep.
To do what you had to do offensively without a trusted weapon like Faison, and any concern about his status going forward, you know?
I don't know much. He said it was an ankle. He said he was like, Coach, I'm good. I'm done for this game, but I'm good. So I have confidence he'll be back. I don't know what the timetable is.
To do what you had to do offensively, banged up, youthful, all that.
Yeah.
In that moment for Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, the whiteout room, I'm going to kind of pivot to the whiteout room. There's some guys stepped up, man. We're 6 deep right now, and we could be 7 or 8. I'm really proud. Bo Collins did a great job, and I looked at Riley a couple times and said, hey, trust him now, and he's got to keep his composure after making a big play. He knows that, but he made some big plays. Coach Brown's done a really good job, and I'm going to give him a shout-out, man, with that room and getting 6 guys to be unselfish. And it's hard, man. Wideouts want the ball. Man, those are selfish people at times, And so Coach Brown has done a great job at keeping them unselfish. They're really taking pride in their blocking. They're running their routes great, and they're taking advantage of their opportunities. So it was really good to see, and some guys had to step up when Faison went down.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Be safe heading back. See you guys Monday.
How we doing? Oh, wow. I'm doing great.
Raise your hand if you have
All right.
Flexible.
Oh, my bad. You got it.
You're good.
Riley, on a night when nothing was easy for the offense the whole night, but what does it say about this group that you're able to go out that final drive at the end?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it says we got a great defense. They played great all night. But to be able to come out, we made it when it counts. All right. So the last drive, everybody had all the confidence in the world that we were going to be able to go down there and score. It was just a matter of when. And, finally by the fourth quarter, we kind of got things going, and that last drive meant a lot to us.
Right next to him.
You ran the football yourself a couple times throughout tonight. How did you feel running the ball and rushing it yourself?
Yeah, I felt great. That's obviously one of my strengths. So I play the game, the way I play the game. I won't change that for anybody or anything or any injury. It can't stand in my way. So I was able to use it to my benefit tonight and get after it with the legs a little bit.
It's just to the left there, Tyler Work up front row.
In a game like that where it's that tough for both sides, how difficult is it to kind of stay in it and get to that point where you are able to kind of go on a game-winning drive?
Yeah, it's tough, especially in that environment. That's an environment that I'm sure none of us have really ever played in before. I mean, the SEC is different. Coming down here in Texas is different. I remember looking up and like trying to see the end of the stands, and like you literally just can't even see the top. Incredible place to play. Very grateful for the outcome, obviously, and yeah, love these guys.
Sharp left down here, against the wall.
Yes, ma'am. Hey.
How much pride do you take in your leadership role on the team?
Yeah, it means everything to me. To be a new guy that comes in and wasn't really able to participate much in the winter and the spring with my injuries, I made it a point of emphasis in the summer to get after it as far as leadership and getting my body back. I think it's paid off, and it's only just beginning. I think this was an opportunity for me to prove to my teammates that not only can I lead them off the field, but I can lead them on the field as well when it really matters.
And as a quick follow-up, I know you didn't want this to be about you and Elko, but what
Right.
was it like facing him, considering how much history you guys have together?
I feel like there's a game within the game when playing him. Obviously, the third down packages are always big, and he got me a few times with the protections. Like, he drew up some really good stuff, so I'll have to go back and watch it. But, yeah, there's just, like, that game within the game and the targeting penalty early in the game. And it's like, it's funny. It's funny because we're obviously playing Notre Dame versus A&M, but there's obviously a rivalry there, so to speak, with me and Coach, and it's all love at the end of the day, but we're both very competitive.
Right, Bernie Sampson.
Marcus talked about
Yes,
how
sir.
nobody made a detrimental mistake. So it's interesting how your mentality
That's true.
is like you want to play to win, but you also want to not take yourself out of it. Like how do
Right.
you balance those two things?
I think when you have a good defense, you don't have to put the ball in jeopardy. You don't have to play risky. At the same time, you want to score. It's a tough game to play. A lot of the game, I do feel like we weren't as aggressive, and there weren't any huge mistakes, but shoot, there were a lot of mistakes, and a lot of them by me that I got to fix. But at the end of the day, we'll get that cleaned up in film and be just fine.
Right next to him, another beat. Thanks, Ryan.
Riley, to be able to come into this environment, handle the noise, be tied, take that rest shot, and come away with a win, what do you think it says about this team and its potential?
Shoot, we're a gritty team, and we embrace that. I think that every game we go into, we know we're going to fight our tail off to win. I think we got a lot of talent this year, and that complements our hard work. And I feel like we can go into if we can go into this environment and beat a team like that, that's coached as well as they are, I feel like that gives us all the confidence in the world to go into any environment in the country.
Matt Fortuna to the left here.
So when you were looking at transfer options and you visited Notre Dame and you talked to the players on this roster and you envisioned a moment like this, what was it about the character in that locker room that made those want to be the guys you go into war with on the fourth quarter?
Right, yeah. I tell people all the time on my recruiting visit, I only took one recruiting visit to any school when I was in the portal, and that was to Notre Dame. And what sold me was the dinner. I went out to eat with like 10, 15 of the guys, and I was just sold that this was the right place for me. I think that everybody has a purpose in being here. One is to win for this great school, and then it's two, to get to higher levels of football. Everybody's on the same page in that everybody wants to win and better themselves as a football player, and that's a culture that I want to be a part of. Just bettering themselves off the team. This is one of the biggest bragging points about this team is we have like 40 guys show up to our Bible study sometimes on every Thursday, and that's really a credit to them. It started with like 5 guys, but it's grown to like 40, and this team is just so close, and everything that we do as a unit.
Our last question, all the way in the back on our right.
Riley, you talked about before that the offensive line, although young, but you had faith in them. What was it like out there playing behind those guys?
Dude, I didn't feel a thing up front. I mean, obviously there were some times I vacated the pocket a little prematurely, but overall, I don't know how many sacks they had against us, but I'm sure it wasn't a lot. I think they did a phenomenal job. Like, all credit to them in the run game and the pass game. Like, these guys worked their tail off, and I think somebody told me before the game it was like 6 total starts. It is what it is. These are Notre Dame offensive linemen. They're going to get their job done.
And Coach talked about you being able to find trust in your receivers, specifically Bo Collins, throughout this matchup. Talk about that increased faith in him and what
Right, yeah. Bo, incredible guy, very hard worker. I missed him. You just got to throw the ball up to the dude. And I was trying to be too cute and throw a back shoulder earlier. And by the end of that last drive, I was like, shoot, I'm just gonna throw the ball up and let him make a play. And he did. Like that was an extremely pivotal moment in the football game. And when it matters most, just throw it up to Bo.
Thank you, Riley.
Thank you guys. God bless.
We have Mitch Jeter next. Raise your hand. So yeah, Tyler Worko, we're gonna start with you right in the front there.
Riley Leonard just said that that's the toughest place that he's ever played in. How tough is it to kick at this venue?
Yeah, it's a great place to play. Playing in the SEC is pretty top notch, and to come in here and get out with a victory is great for our team. It's a great place to play, and I think this is my third time playing here, so I've gotten to see it a couple times and some other places in the SEC too. So it compares like none other.
Right here in the front. Sorry.
Last kick there, Mitch. What were your conversations like with Marcus and the coaching staff over on the sideline? How much did you convey your confidence to them?
It wasn't really me talking to them, honestly. I let the coaches make the decision and try to go out there and execute. But yeah, we were kind of trying to ice the game there with either pinning them deep with a punt or, kicking the field goal to go up 2 scores. So that was kind of our conversations there, and, blessed to have the opportunity to go out there and execute.
Back right at the camera.
Back there, what did it mean to be able to get the tone started early to get that field goal? How did that help your confidence moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I really want to give some credit to my long snapper and my holder, Reno Monteforte and Chris Salerno. Both those guys being able to go out there in their first games for Notre Dame and as starters and be able to go out there and execute. Was really proud of them for going out there and just, aside from the noise and the crowd and everything that was out there, just being able to go out there and do their jobs like we do in practice and be able to set the tone early.
Last question for you, Mitch, right in front. Please answer.
Riley got a similar question, like when you're making a decision to come here, how much of it is, you played here before, but like playing a game like this in a season that like could go some special places, how much of that was part of your decision to come here?
I mean, I don't think I really looked at Notre Dame's schedule whenever I was in the portal trying to make a decision.
I meant more like the team coming back.
Yeah, obviously Notre Dame has got a great team and has, great recruits coming in all the time. So I feel like we're able to just have a positive outlook on every single year. But whenever I was kind of looking around, it was really what was like the best opportunity for me as a graduate student to be able to go to a school that I could get a really good master's degree from and play top tier football as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That score tied at 13. What's the message on the sideline? What's Stevens' mindset to come back after that and shut down from there?
For us, our coaches have put us in this position at practice every day. So, just go out there, execute, do your job, and, let things come to you.
How did it feel to get that first interception?
Amazing. It felt good. I just trusted the coaches in the preparation and, God. So.
All the way sharp to the left.
What's it like to play in such an elite secondary with so many playmakers, so many ball hawks?
It's amazing. It's a blessing. They push me every day. It's kind of cool not to kind of be the face. So, just kind of making a name for myself is kind of my goal, being with them.
Right here to your left as well.
I think the last 3 defensive series, you guys forced a turnover on downs, end of the game, and then forced a punt, all obviously in the fourth quarter maybe. How much does this defense want that to be the mentality that when the game's on the line, you're going to go shut it down?
Yeah, that's our mindset. Going into last year, coaches say that's us, and we had to bring that to this season as well, and that's what we're trying to do.
Camera right in the middle, gray shirt.
Don, how much of a tone setter is this game, not just for defense, but you feel like for the whole team?
A huge tone setter. It's no other place to play, but here and kind of the hype is kind of where we wanted, and we handle business.
Right in front of you, blue polo. Last question.
Don, when you guys towards the end there, the Irish fans are pretty fired up, chanting SEC, SEC. What does this win say about the type of potential you guys have this season and the types of teams that you're capable of beating?
It's just a name. At the end of the day, we're Notre Dame, and we feel like we can compete with anybody, and that we showed that today.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.